speed. Leopard.
Well, we've seen around the world one or two bowlers looking at experimenting even with bowling in face masks, but that obviously wouldn't help Mirwais Ashraf in that situation. Maybe you need to bowl in shin pads as well. That really was hit extremely hard. There was no chance at all for the bowler to get his hands down, and so Ravi Bopara is going to be the 6th bowler used. He's going to complete the over. Well bowled, just a single from it, and with 2 overs to go, it's 181 for 3. Two overs left, 19 runs to get up to 200 for Paktia. They got 17 runs in that last over. 5 balls of which were bowled by Mirwais Ashraf and 1 by Ravi Bopara. So Aftab Alam is going to bowl the penultimate over of the innings. Expensive so far, and he's had a nightmare in the field, dropping 3 catches. Although one of those catches, you'd have to say Colin Munro was partly to blame.
Not a good evening so far for Aftab Alam, but he has to bowl well in this over. What a good start for him. Dot delivery. You have to think every single delivery, because this over is very important for the team and especially for him. He gave already 34 runs in just 3.1 over. He's just changing the field.
This is good bowling. Wide Yorkers. That's 2 wide Yorkers that Delport hasn't been able to score off. But he has scored off quite a few other deliveries. 4 fours and 1 6 in his half century. His first half century of this Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League, powered by Fog.
That's very well bowling from Aftab. He's pitching ball on the right area, outside the off some Yorker deliveries. And Cameron Delport tried to give some room, but he cannot reach it. That's another good delivery from Aftab. Just 1 run of his first 3 balls. Rahmanullah will be the striker.
Qais Ahmed just having a little smile, and the reason he was having a little smile there was he could see himself on the big screen.
That's true. He's always smiling whenever he sees himself on screen. He gives a smile. I don't know. I have to ask him. There is some reason behind.
Oh, that's terrific. That's wonderful improvisation. That's fantastic from Gurbaz.
One of my favorite cricketer in a young generation from Afghanistan. And he's showing his talent right now. What a good production from Afghanistan Cricket Board to show such a good talent like Rahmanullah Gurbaz. And he's showing his skills. It's looked like a Shpagiza, maximum 4.
If it's landed on the boundary rope on the full, or the boundary hatching there, if it's landed on the full, then that will be a 6. That's one angle. Let's see if we've got another angle here to show to the 3rd umpire. Oh yes, you can see quite clearly from that angle that it's pitched just a fraction in front of the boundary hatching. So I reckon that's going to be signalled as a 4.
That's a boundary. Fog maximum 4 from Rahmanullah. You have a good strike rate right now. 5 balls, 12 runs.
he clubs the ball out towards deep mid-wicket. Case Ahmed, like a whip it around to that ball, keeps the batsman down to 2. But Gurbaz showing some real quality here. You said he was an opening batsman, Hamid, but he's got all the shots.
Yes, he is opener batsman. As I see, as I mentioned before, in under 19, he all the time bat as an opener, and he got plenty of runs in domestic, under 19 World Cup, in Asia Cup, in emergence, and right now, if he batting number 1 or number 2, he's doing his job. 188 for 3 after 19 overs.
One over to go. Paktia will fancy their chances now of getting to 200. Especially with Ramanullah Gurbaz going very nicely. Really important contribution from him. Gulbuddin Naib is going to bowl the last over of the innings from the Sharjah club end. So just one delivery for Ravi Bopara when he came on to finish that over from Mirwais Ashraf.
Second leading wicket taker in this tournament, Gulbuddin Naib. He got 6 wickets already. A bit expensive tonight, 3 overs, 31 runs. Final over for his spell and final over for the innings. Let's see what he got.
It's gone straight up in the air, but it might land safe. No, it doesn't, because Bopara comes in and grabs it. That's a really good catch from Ravi Bopara. He had to make a lot of ground in off the boundary, and so Gurbaz's little cameo comes to an end, and that's the 4th wicket down for Paktia.
Such a good athlete, Ravi Bopara. Cover a lot of ground, and he can manage to put himself in, reach the ball underneath it, and he grabbed it easy. Another wicket for Gulbuddin. Rahmanullah Gurbaz, 15 on his 8 deliveries. A small cameo. 189 for 4.
Batsman crossed while that ball was in the air, and Gulbuddin Naib in the end scrambling to try and prevent the single with Cameron Delport on strike. The new batsman is Shahid Afridi at the non-striker's end. Smiles all round.
That's a good stretch for Gulbuddin. He just grabbed the ball, and it's a good stop also. Didn't give any runs.
Oh, a little pick-up from Delport, and he's picked it up all the way into the stands.
You cannot bowl to Delport here, especially he's well set right now. 63 of 46 deliveries. 6 number 120. Wow, match number 7 only. It's still 1 innings left.
Low full toss, and it gets the treatment. That's the 5th 6 for Delport in this innings. Just 1-4 for him, so he's been dealing in maximums.
Very powerful, very strong. He needs to connect the ball only. Another full toss, 1 runs, and he's asking for a no ball.
It's not the first time we've seen Gulbuddin just bowl very full indeed. One of the previous ones he bowled wasn't called. That one again was perilously close, but once more, it's not been called by the umpires.
Oh, I think it's look alright. This is the first over I'm seeing from Gulbadin. Haven't got any change of pace so far. So he got 2 deliveries left. Oh, that's too far away, Gulbadin. A wide ball and a no ball.
It was an attempted cutter from Gulbadin which slipped out of his hand. Signalled as a no ball for being above waist height. And so as a result of that, that'll be a free hit.
Boom boom, Shahid Afridi got 2 deliveries, and this is an that's a good comeback. There's only 1 runs.
Yeah, it wasn't for the front foot, that no ball. It was for the fact that the ball was over waist height. But that's a good recovery, as Hamid said, from Gulbadin. 1 ball to go in the innings. 2 runs to get to 200.
Yes, as Charu Sharma mentioned before, 200 runs wicket again, and almost reached 198. Last ball of the innings, Cameron Delport, and Gulbadin will be the bowler. So he's taking his time. He will be looking for a boundary maximum for 4 or 6 runs. Nazim Jad, domestic cricket in charge.
Well, that's a pretty good way to end an innings, isn't it?
Stand and deliver. What a shot. That's a good way to finish the innings with a beautiful 6 over his umpire head, all the way for 6 runs.
15 runs off that last over, and Paktia get to 200. 204 for 4 they finish with, and that's Cameron Delport's 6th 6. He finishes 17 all out from 48 balls. What a clean strike this was.
Very clean strike. As the way he liked his batting, stand and deliver. He repeat the same innings I remember back home in Kabul last year. He got a hit some couple of 6s, and right now he hit it again. Gulbadin is disappointed, and he can just watch.
He didn't even need to look to see where that ball had gone, did he? He knew it was into the stands. Really good finish to the innings for Paktia, and in the last 5 overs they got 60 runs.
That's remarkable. Last 5 overs, 60 runs. Maybe this is the changing for a Balkh team to get the runs, but they have a good batting side and they have capable to chase the runs. They got 2 wins already, and they will be thinking how to chase this score, like 204 runs, like 10 runs per over.
It's a consistent looking scorecard, that, isn't it? With all the top 4 getting past 20. Delport the standout with 70. A slow start from him, but he picked up later on. Here's the bowling figures. 6 bowlers used in total, including Ravi Bopara, who bowled just that single delivery when Mirvaz Ashraf had to go off after a blow to his shin. Let's go down now and see who Ajay Mehra has got with him.
Thanks a lot, Aftab. First of all, tough day for you. You know, nothing going well, but the last over was very impressive.
Yeah, this is a cricket part of game. I'm trying my best. Inshallah, the target is easy to chaseable.
Some dropped catches, some communication problem in the field. What was happening?
Yeah. This is my first time. I don't know how drop the catch, but we will try to chase, inshallah.
But this is cricket. You know, cricket being a great leveler. At times you take some fantastic catches. But mention about the surface, looks to be a very good one for batting, isn't it?
Yeah, the wicket is very good for the batting. Inshallah, we have a lot of 11 batsmen in the team. The boss, Chris Gale, inshallah, and Colin Munro, Tendish Kati, Bupara, Muhammad Nabi. We have a lot of batting, inshallah, chaseable.
And the big thing is all of them are in form. Of course, Chris Gale joining the ranks as far as batting is concerned. But the rest of the batsmen have in form for you. That's a big plus for you.
Yes, the Chris Gale also coming in form batsman. And Dishkati, Colin Munro, Usman Ghani. We have a good batting lineup.
All the best of Thap and best wishes for the future as well.
Thank you.
It's back to the comms out there.
Thanks, Ajay, and thanks to Aftab Alam, fronting up after a mixed time for him in the field and with the ball. But there's the partnerships, and, well, some very good partnerships indeed. Nothing enormous, but always just ticking along nicely. 1/2 century stand, the opening stand between Mohammad Shahzad and Ihsanullah. In fact, Paktia got 60 from their first 6 overs, the power play, and that's the second best power play score in the tournament so far. So, pretty good innings that from Paktia. 204 for 4, which means Balkh Legends need 205 for victory to retain their 100% record in the tournament so far. They've played 2-1-2. Can they make it played 3-1-3? Well, we'll find out shortly. We'll be back after a little bit of a break, so please rejoin us when play resumes. I was thoroughly impressed with it.
What did Delport end up with?
70 and 48. 1-4, 6 sixes. But he had to, having chewed up all those deliveries. Let's have a look at some highlights then of the Paktia innings. The Paktia Panthers put into bat by the Balkh Legends in match 7 of this Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League, powered by Fog. Some remarkable shots early on by Mohammad Shahzad. 42 he made in 21 balls. And he was joined by Ihsanullah, who made 47 from 28. Outrageous sixes and some powerful pulls. That's incredible, that shot, isn't it? And then Mohammad Shahzad was outfoxed by Gulbadin Naib, that slower ball. That was 59 for 1, and Gulbadin, the body Naib, celebrates in characteristic fashion. But still, the ball was blazed to all parts. There were some remarkable fielding mishaps for Balkh, not least for poor old Aftab Alam, who managed to drop 3 catches in 1 over. This is the 3rd of them now, and to add insult to injury, that one went for 6. Ihsanullah with that 6 down the ground, and in the end he perished, caught by Ravi Bopara off Mervez Ashraf, who later on had to leave the field after taking a very nasty blow on his left shin. Cameron Delport and Sami Shinwari blazed away for the third wicket before Shinwari was run out. Bit of a suicide run, really. The ball going to Mohammed Nabi's right hand. In came Ramanullah Gurbaz for his first contribution in the Balkh Afghanistan Premier League, and he made a very quick-fire 15, including that shot, which really was straight out of, well, no textbook that I've ever seen. And that was a good finish from Cameron Delport. 79 out from 48 balls, 1 4 and 6 sixes. And how about this, Alistair Campbell alongside me? Out of that total of 204 for 4, 9 fours and 18 sixes. Remarkable.
Sign of the times. It is a smallish field. It's not minute by any stretch of the imagination. And that's an astonishing statistic. This goes to show these days they're not afraid of the boundary. They've got big bats and they're going to take it on. Also an indication of how good this wicket is that if you slightly err as a bowler, the margin of error is so slim. And if you allow the batsman any hint of being able to get underneath it and hit for the rafters, they're going to take you on. They got over 200, 204 for 4. So we've seen in these evening games, that's around about par, you'd have to say. They'll back themselves big time, the Balkh legends, but they're going to have to go some. Nigh on 10 to the over required. And we're in for some fireworks here, I reckon. The Balkh legends have plenty of big hitters in their lineup. None better, none more revered than the universe boss making his debut in the competition this evening. And I'm sure we're going to see what he's got on offer insofar as taking on this boundary here in Sharjah. Paktia Panthers, however, have got some decent bowlers amongst them, and they're getting together now just to go about how they're going to go in these first 6 overs, I reckon, initially, because they need to make sure they try and contain as much as possible. What they don't want is to allow this bloke to get off to a flyer, because if he does that, as we saw the other night with Hasratullah, the game can be over very quickly. There we go, they're talking about the slower ball, and I think it's one of those things with Chris Gayle. Give him any pace and he's devastating. And just the older you get, the harder it is to pick changes in pace. And they're talking about not floaty slower balls, but really getting it into the middle of the pitch and bowling those slower ball bounces, really getting it to grip. And I think that's what Cameron Delport and Shahid Afridi were illustrating there to the bowlers. Really put an effort into those slower balls, the change of pace, get it to grip. But he's seen all the tricks. Chris Gayle, they've devised every plan under the sun to try and get him out, and invariably, as his career has progressed, he's had the upper hand in his twilight years now, but still coming into this game on the back of some very good form. His last list day game playing for Jamaica, he got a century, so he comes here having spent a good amount of time out in the middle. Now just trying to get the field right. There's plenty of people giving opinion out there to Mohammed Shahzad as to exactly where they need to be for Chris Gayle. First of all, they've got to ascertain if he's going to be on strike. And secondly, they've got to make sure that they've got their field decided and the bowler has a clear plan. 347th game for Chris Gayle. He's been around, and I'll tell you what, he has entertained thoroughly throughout his career. This short format of the game suits him down to the ground, and well, he's belittled many stadia in the world. No boundary, too big for this fella.
Yes, he's on the verge of 12,000 2020 runs. No other players even reached 10,000. That's how far he's ahead of things. Usman Ghani at the other end. It's going to be an education for him to be batting with Chris Gayle, you can be sure of that. This is actually Chris Gayle's 24th side that he's played 2020 cricket for, if you can believe that. And he's going to be tested first up, because he's going to be facing, or he's going to come up against the Suru Udana, who bowled absolutely beautifully in the last match. Very, very impressive indeed. In fact, I think in Paktia's last match, their victory, he was probably my man of the match.
Yeah, tremendous Yorker, tremendous change of pace. Two attributes you need greatly in this form of the game. This is going to be an intriguing battle. Here we go then, the universe boss.
Interesting, Udana operating from the Sharjah club end to start with, and begins with a wide. He bowled from the pavilion end in that previous match that he played, his only match in the tournament up to this point. 4 overs, 2 for 28 against Nangarhar. Colin Munro, because of the appearance of Chris Gale, slips down the order. 46 in 24 balls opening in the last match. He's going to be coming in at number 3 this time.
Nicely nudged away. It would just be the single. When he was a little more sprightly, might have galloped back for 2, but on this occasion, just happy to jog down the other end, Chris Gale. But he's off the mark in the Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League. Just ran it off the face of the bat. Good work in the outfield. And that's good commitment. They're going to need to be on the money. The Paktia Panthers, Balkh Legends, well, they let a few opportunities go. And if they're going to defend this, the Panthers, you'll have to think that they're going to have to be spot on, not only with the bowling, but in the field as well. Take all the opportunities.
Yes, down at third man. That was a good effort from Zia Rahman Sharifi. With Usman Ghani on strike, there's a slip coming in for Udana. And Usman Ghani off the mark straight away.
Pretty sedate start. Happy to just get the feel of things out there, both batsmen, and why not? Got to give yourself a chance. Chris Gale's become accustomed to playing in this fashion throughout his career. Just gives himself a chance to have a look-see. He's not too urgent early on, not playing too many shots, and then when he feels that he's got the pace of things, when he's got the feel of things, he cuts loose.
21 centuries in 2020 cricket. He's also hit the most 4s in this form of the game, the most 6s in this form of the game. He's got the highest score in this form of the game, which was amazing 175 not out in 66 balls for Royal Challengers Bangalore against Pune in 2013. He really has become Mr. 2020. Remember, of course, he scored the first ever 100 in the ICC World 2020 in 2007 in South Africa.
And all of that with a strike rate of a shade under 150. I suppose Universe Boss is fair enough then.
Yes, well, it's him and then Daylight before we get to the next leading player in this form of the game with the bat. He really has been like a colossus in 2020 cricket, in the twilight of his career now. Slower ball. The idea was right, but the execution wasn't.
Who would have thought you would have Chris Gale playing in the Afghanistan Premier League a couple of years ago? It's so good to have him here and playing in this league, and so good to have an Afghanistan Premier League.
Well, there was no arrogance from him when I spoke to him before play, in the sense that he said, well, my presence, if I can get some runs, really will raise the profile of this league, and that's what it needs, of course, in its inaugural edition. Well, that's brutal. Short of a length, and it's bludgeoned down the ground by Usman Ghani for the first boundary, the first for maximum 4.
Salureza! That's the first 4 of the game. It was a length ball. He didn't care how he looked. Maybe trying to hit it through mid-wicket. Got to the ball a little early. The bat came down and, well, just flat battered it down the ground for 4. Still a ball remaining, 9 off the over. That's been really the first shot in anger.
Nine without loss. doesn't make for good reading if you're a Paktia Panthers fan. Look at the depth of batting there that the Balkh legends have. We've got Ikram Ali Keel, the wicketkeeper, coming in at number 8, who is a very, very capable batsman indeed, with Aftab Alam, Mervez Ashraf and Qais Ahmed bringing up the rear. Gulbadi Naib at 7, Mohammed Nabi at 6. Tons of batting to get through for this Paktia bowling attack. Zia-Rahman Sharifi, we saw him at 3rd man in that previous over. And now we're going to see him with ball in hand.
He's just got to put it out of his head who he's bowling to. He's got to try and focus on what they would have talked about, the disciplines and the strategy against this man.
Oh, that's well bowled. That's really well bowled. Just caught the inside of the left thigh, I rather fancy. It was well taken by Mohammed Shahzad, but that's a lively start, isn't it?
Yeah, great start. Just for a while, I thought it might have been the willow, but it's done it for pace. No real foot movement from Chris Gayle, but that's how he plays. He's not a great mover of his feet. On that occasion, just hurried a wee bit.
Mohammed Hassan made the point in the previous innings about the fact that there are several frontline fast bowlers for Afghanistan who are injured at the moment. This is a great opportunity to showcase your skills. That's what Zia-Rahman Sharifi can do. Coach is here, of course, Phil Simmons.
Yeah, he'll be scoping things with his eagle eye. Just seeing that they have got the best team available for selection. Just seeing if there's anybody that's missed his attentive eye. Great showpiece this for all the young Afghan players to showcase their talent. Playing against some of the best pros on the circuit, on the T20 franchise circuit. You just saw his previous delivery, Chris Gayle clearing the front leg and just looking for the first time to maybe show some aggression. That's his favourite way of playing. Doesn't much like getting in line and play with a high elbow. He's more inclined to clear that front leg, and then he opens up the whole ground. So he'll hit you from over 3rd man to square leg. And when he does hit it, stand by.
And again, clearing that front leg, but good full length. Sharifi is, after that first delivery, which hurried Gayle, he's gone full, very full, almost Yorker length, in fact.
Yeah, this is his favourite method, just clearing that front leg. But you're right, maybe that's one of the methods they've talked about, not bowling length to Chris Gayle. Trying to keep it as full as possible, not allowing him to get any elevation under the ball.
Oh, what a lovely pickup. Oh, that's delightful. It really is from Usman Ghani. Spagiza.
Lovely piece of timing. Didn't try and hit it too hard. He knew there was acres of real estate out on the leg side. And, well, he got it right out the middle of the bat and went away for the first Spagiza of the game. Length ball, that's the key. And just evidence of how good a player this is, but also how good a pitch this is to bat on. And after a good over for 4 deliveries, suddenly you go for 6, and now you're defending an over that's gone for 9.
Make that 13. Through the offside for 4. And all of a sudden, 2 overs have gone, and Balkh have got some momentum. 22 without loss. Usman Ghani has led the way for the Balkh Legends so far. Chris Gale, very much a watching brief at the other end. Usman Ghani, 2 4s and a 6 already.
Second over then for Udana. He's going to be bowling to Chris Gale. There's that slower ball, but he's picked it. And he's hit it over extra cover for maximum. He's on his way, Chris Gale. He didn't try and hit this too hard. All timing in the world. Width on offer, and he's picked the slower ball.
Tremendous. That's what Gale does best. Just sat deep in his crease. Deliberately got under the ball. Helped it on its way. Look of satisfaction on his face as it sailed into the stands. And he follows it up off his toes. That's onto University Road.
Look out! The Universe Boss is in town. Spud Giza. It's a fog maximum and it's gone a long, long way. As you mentioned, Brian Murgatroyd, the traffic is at a halt here in Sharjah. They better watch out because he hasn't finished yet. Lovely timing again, right out the middle of the bat. And that's gone a long, long way. Doesn't even bounce on the roof, clears the roof and onto the road.
Charu Sharma, who's at the other end of the commentary box, said he could see that one bouncing on the road. Thankfully, it missed all the cars, and it's gone into one of the shops. There's a bank over there. Well, Chris Gale certainly can take it to the bank, no question about that.
Now then, plenty to think about for Mohammad Shahzad. Suddenly, the expression tells it all, under the pump. What does the bowler do? What field can you set? You can't have fielders on the roof. You've got to just be spot on. Insofar as when you want to bowl to this bloke, you've got to get it up in the block hole. You've got to be full and straight, I reckon. And if you're going to test him, a quick bouncer has always unsettled him in the past. Maybe that's where you need to go as well. Yeah, there we go. Goes full. How about that? Just jams that bat on it, and it races away for another boundary. All 3 pound, 5 ounces of willow in Chris Gale's hand. And all it was a mere defensive shot, just digging it out, and still manages to get it away to the boundary for 4.
He's blocked it for 4. Incredible. The power that he has, the timing that he has, as soon as he beats the field, he'll get full value. Swing and a miss. No wonder Nabi's laughing. All of a sudden, having Chris Gale in your side just adds a completely new dimension. And remember, they were winning. They were winning very nicely before Gale arrived too. Played 2-1-2 before this.
Now this is the over thus far. That one just leaning back, nudging it over extra cover, flicking this one off his legs. That went to country mile. And that one, well, just jamming down on a reasonably good delivery. And it beat the man at mid-on. Oh, he's got him! He's got the last laugh! Udana, you beauty! They needed that, the Bakhtiar Panthers. Chris Gale was looking ominous out there. He's got one spot on and rattles the timber. Not everybody in the house is happy with that. But I tell you what, if you're a Panthers supporter, you're breathing a sigh of relief.
Gale gone for a quick-fire 20. And what a fantastic piece of bowling. Real character this from Udana. He'd gone the distance earlier in the over. We'd seen his Yorker in full effect in the previous match that he'd played. And he's shown it again here. And doesn't he love that? And why shouldn't he? Now, Gale's just been told to hang about because they're just going to check the front foot, no ball.
Don't tell me. There's a twist to this tail. Bowled a superb delivery. Is it a legal one? Easily. Umpires just wanting to make doubly sure when Chris Gale's involved. But it's half and half, and Chris Gale, yeah, he's on his way now. Gone for 20, just off 10 deliveries, 38 for 1.
Balkh Legends opener for the first 2 matches of this Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League, powered by FOG. Colin Munro coming in now at number 3. He slipped down the order because of the presence of Chris Gale, and this is why he's here.
Yeah, he's persisted with the full length, and on this occasion through the defences. Chris Gale again trying to just dig one out and jab it down the ground, beaten for pace under the bat, and he knows he's got a big scalp. Terrific piece of bowling, terrific execution under pressure.
He's got away with that one with fine leg up in the circle. End of the over, 3 gone, 38 for 1. Paktir have struck then, with Balkh Legends chasing 205 for victory, and Isuru Idana has made the breakthrough, getting rid of Chris Gale, out for 20, and fourth over about to begin.
Yami Lamadzai, medium fast. He's well, a pretty good first over, you'd have to say, against Chris Gale. Now, he's got the opportunity with him back in the pavilion.
Lovely pickup from Usman Ghani, but there's a man out there. What a catch that is. I think that's Sikandar Raza out there, isn't it?
That's a heck of a catch. It really is. It's not Raza, looks like him. It is a great catch. I just said that the Panthers would have to be on the money in their fielding efforts, take every opportunity. And Usman Ghani, he's flicked one. I think he thought he had done it again, hit it over the boundary. But what a catch this is.
Isanulla it was. Tremendous run to his left-hand side. I thought for all money it was going for 6 at first. It was picked up so beautifully. But a wicket from Ahmed Zara with the first ball that he's bowled here. And it's 38 for 2. How this thing can turn round oh so quickly. Tenduskarta, hero of Balkh Legends' first win of the tournament, in at number 4. 2 wickets in the space of 3 balls. And Tenduskarta off the mark straight away. But Ahmed Zai, who played in the Test match against India in Bengaluru in June, striking with his first delivery, but I have to say it owes a great deal to a fantastic piece of fielding by Isanulla.
Yeah, kept his eyes on it. Had to make 7 or 8 yards to his left-hand side, putting the dive at the end just to be sure. Well, that's a big wicket. It really is. And from going along swimmingly, suddenly, 2 down and under a bit of pressure now. Ryan Tenduskarta played so well the other night. But he's got his work cut out here with Munro. They need to try and take advantage of these power play overs, but also just to make sure they don't lose another wicket. We talked about their depth in batting. These two at the crease still. Nabi is waiting in the wings. Bopara waiting in the wings. Gulbadin Naib. But you want to make sure that you're trying to get this job done as early as possible. You don't want to leave yourself too much to do at the end. Although, having said that, on this particular surface, and if the dew comes down, chasing 13, 14, 15 and over in the last few overs is not too much of an effort. It's pulled away. Oh, I tell you what, that's great reactions. He had overrun it, it spun a little bit, and he was able to make the requisite adjustment, stick out a mitt, and make the save.
Ramanullah Gurbaz out there. Have a look at this. He's gone one way, the ball's gone the other, and well, if he was a goalkeeper, that's a tremendous save.
He was running the right way. That's the way it would spin, being hit behind square on the leg side, and just occasionally the ball straightens up and goes the other way, and he was able to adjust.
So how do Balkh go about things here? Now, Alistair, they can't afford to get too far behind the asking rate, chasing in excess of 10 runs and over. But as you said, they can't afford to lose really any more wickets inside the power play.
Yeah, I think they need to make sure that they're scoring off every delivery. So if they're not finding the boundary, that they're rotating the strike, and they've done that well thus far. But they're still going to make sure that the target of getting around about 10 to the over, so 55, 60 off this first 6 overs, is achieved as well.
Monroe's gone downtown, over long on and all the way for 6. End of 4 overs. And, Balkh 47 for 2. Colin Munro in the previous match that Balkh played got 46 in 24 balls, and he did it with shots like this.
I don't think that's out the middle of the bat. Just goes to show the power of this bloke, and when you do get somewhere near the middle, it's still going to go a long, long way.
Change of ends for Sharifi, now operating from the Sharjah club end. So Mohammad Shahzad just shuffling his pack inside this power play.
He went for 13 in that first over of his Sharifi. So getting an opportunity here to bowl his second one. Still in the power play, so still only with 2 men out in the boundary. Still very difficult as a bowler on this particular surface here. Well, it's up in the air and in the gap. Not in control, Ryan Tenduskarta. And luckily, he's managed to find the gap between mid-off and extra cover, and will get a brace.
2 wickets to have gone down so far. First of all, Chris Gale, who hit a 6 and a 4 off Udana, but Udana got the last laugh by producing that Yorker. And then a wonderful catch by Isanulla out at deep square leg, celebrated with Sikandar Raza. And that was Yamin Ahmedzai's wicket. And the first ball that he bowled. Out! Isuru takes the catch. Sharifi takes the wicket. And Balkh, under a little bit of pressure here, lose their third.
He got away with one the previous delivery. Ryan Tenduskarta wasn't in control, and this time he's hit it straight to mid-off. Mid-off up in the circle, trying to take advantage of the power play overs. Nowhere near the middle of the bat. I think the bat slips in his hand as well, plays it in an inside-out fashion, and Udana, he's not going to miss those. And the Bhatia Panthers, they're on fire here. They get their third wicket, and it's the big wicket of Ryan Tenduskarta, gone for 5, 49 for 3 now.
of the most experienced players in the 2020 world, Ravi Bopara, one of only 22 players in the world to have topped 6,000 runs in this form of the game. In at number 5, and Balkh's unbeaten run in the tournament so far under serious threat. The third wicket going down inside the power play, Ryan Tendaskata. And Sharifi striking.
The much hyped Balkh Legends batting lineup being tested here. This was the last wicket, Ryan Tendaskata. Weird shot. They're trying to probably at one stage hit it through mid-on and just plays inside out and hits it straight to the man at mid-off. Fudana can't keep out of the action. The important wicket of Chris Gale, and now taking the catch. That gets rid of Ryan Tendaskata.
Sharifi's got away with one there. I thought that was a wide. The umpire, Bismillah Jan Shinwari, disagreeing.
Yeah, there's a guideline there. There it is. And, well, it's inside it, so he's got it spot on. Ravi Bopara just not moving the feet. That's the problem there. An opportunity with width on offer on that occasion to free the arms, but not able to take full toll.
Oh, what a lovely on drive from Bopara. A great way to get off the mark. It brings up the half century for Balkh. 5 overs gone, 53 for 3.
Not a great start here for the Balkh Legends. They've lost some important wickets, especially the wicket of Chris Gale. Descartes as well out pretty early for 4. So 53 for 3. But this pair, I think a lot will depend on them. Bopara experienced. Munro new to the crease. Ahmed Zai, the first over was expensive. Economy of 9. What they have to do is just keep the pressure going. Last over of the power play. Let's go down to Hamid. Let's see who he's got.
Another fresh blood, another new product from Afghanistan domestic cricket, a rising star, Qais Ahmad. He played under 19 World Cup, and recently he played Asia Cup. So let's talk about and ask him what he got from his upcoming matches. Qais, manana چې دلته راغلی. دا یو څو پوښتنې درنه لرم. دغه افغانستان پریمیر لیګ چې شروع شوی دی، تا دپاره څه معنا لري؟
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. دا خو ډېره معنا لري. د کې غټ غټ کرکټران غټ غټ لوبغاړي لوبېږي. همدا شی مکالم منرو کله چې موږ بالینګ کوو دی موږ ډېر سپورټ کوي، نو دی نه ډېر څه زده کېږي. سی پی ایل
ریسنټلی دی وکړلو، ورپسې د ایشیا کپ وکړلو. د هغې ځای فرق او د دې ځای فرق څنګه مطلب توپیر پکې کوي؟ څه دې زده کړي دي؟
سی پی ایل کې خو ډېر څه ما زده کړل. څه چې ما به بالینګ کوو ما ته پته نه لګېږي چې دا بیټسمین کوم ځای نه کمزوری دی، چېرته شاټ وهي. نو هغه انګلیش کرکټران یا همدا شی پولارډ ډیرن سمي دی به زه پوهولم چې داسې بیټسمین درته راځي، داسې بالینګ به ورته کوې، داسې بیټسمین راځي داسې بالینګ کې څنګه کنډیشن مطابق بالینګ به کوې.
ډېر ښه. یو اخرنۍ پوښتنه ډېره مهمه. همیشه چې سکرین ته ګورې دا خندا ولې کې دا سمایل؟ ځکه پاسه موږ در باندې خبرې کړلې چې د دې ریزن څه دی، وجه څه ده؟
هغه ما ته فیسبوک کې خلکو ویلې که نه چې ته پریشر در باندې راځي ته خاندې. هغه چې زه سکرین ته وګورم ما ته هسې خندا راځي، ځان راته ښکاره شي خندا راځي.
اوکې، ډېره زیاته مننه. او دغه نن میچ څه پوزیشن د فکر کوئ چې رنز به چیز کوي؟
انشاءالله ویکټ کې دومره شی نشته دی، نو بیټینګ ویکټ ده انشاءالله چې چیز به شي.
اوکې، ګډ لک.
مننه تاسو ناجز.
A small talk with him, and I asked him, what's the reason behind your smile? He says, many people complain that why you are smiling because of pressure. He says, no, it's not because of pressure, because I'm enjoying my cricket. And he's looking forward to win the game against Paktia. So back to commentary box.
Thanks a lot, Ahmed. Yes, that was very well said. Enjoying cricket, that's the passion you got to have as a cricketer. And the young lad has got a lot of talent as well. And with me in the combox, once again, is Charu. Charu, welcome. But what a start here for the Panthers.
Another terrific fielding effort. Yes, for sure. I mean, while Chris Gayle was going strong, and Usman Ghani as well, you felt that they'd gotten away to a great start, and that's just the right way to chase a 200-plus total. But losing those 2 wickets and then one more has really, in a sense, pegged that back. Ryan Dishkarter, we know, is pretty destructive. Lots of experience. So it's this pair for me. I don't know the true worth and value of one of the other young Afghans coming in. But if this pair can roll it along for another 100 runs, then they have a really good opportunity. Otherwise, I'm afraid their winning run may come to an end. And you can see just how much this means to Paktia. They're doing really well in the field, unlike their opponents. We'll get back to that. 6 overs gone, power play over, 56 for 3.
The important factor there is 3 wickets down for Balkh Legends. Panthers just lost 1. They had a decent start, 60 for 1 at that stage after 6 overs. The power play gone, and straight away comes in Shahid Afridi. The experienced campaigner has been a bit rusty so far in the tournament, Shahid Afridi, but he's a match winner. A lot of experience behind him, coming on from the Sharjah club end.
Well, I've got to say that Paktia have held their nerve while Chris Gayle was going really strong at Udana. He came back with a superb delivery to get rid of Gayle. That meant a lot. And then, of course, the catch in the outfield by Ihsanullah was fabulous.
And that really lifts the morale of the side, Charu. You mentioned about that catch. Absolutely stunning catch. Never easy. Had to run some distance. Oh, wanting the second as well. Everything happening there.
Yeah, and then, of course, Dishkarter. Very soft dismissal. That was very disappointing. I suppose you could argue that Gayle got off to a great delivery. Ihsanullah took a superb catch, but Dishkarter really got tricked by a slower one and popped it up to mid-off. So that was very disappointing from the Balkh perspective. These two, of course, can still do it. Bopara, huge experience. Brian was talking about his 6,000 plus runs a little while ago. That will help. And of course, he's gotten a good knock here. And of course, Monroe's got a 40-odd in very quick time. So these two can still turn it around.
Yeah, over 300 matches at this level, T20 level. So that means the kind of exposure, experience he's got. Started in great fashion as well. Bopara with a stunning straight drive. Required run rate just hovering around 11. Mohammad Nabi still to come.
I wonder what he's thinking. He can also hit the ball a long way. But the other advantage of the pair at the crease is that they run their singles particularly. They runs very quickly. And can convert many into doubles as well. Not this time. But that always helps because they, to my mind, will never really be as pressured as other batsmen tend to be when they're looking for the big ones all the time. These two know they can, well, you can't make the score in singles, but they can run and keep the pressure away by just getting the scoreboard ticking over all the time. Gayle, a little pensive.
Yeah, would be disappointed, Chris Gayle, because he got a start, was looking good, in good touch as well. A big 6, then 4, and then getting that wicket, Udana. It was a special wicket for him, a wicket he'll always cherish, remember.
Now, there we are. That's what I was talking about. These guys really will go in and give a dot ball away. And so Chris Gayle, well, not a fabulous debut, but his big hitting was certainly on view. This is how he played outside the line to a really full delivery from Isuru Udana. And I did think that Udana's bowling in the previous match as well was the key to having Paktia winning their first match, because their bowling has generally been a little weak. Even the first match, they got 218 and couldn't defend it. But Udana made a big difference.
You're right, because he didn't play the first game and he played the second one. That's going to race away. Beating the short third man field up. Going to be a 4. Not too happy there, Afridi. 64 for 3. So 7 overs gone, 64 for 3. At this stage, last ball, previous over was nicely played. We're just waiting for that one. Playing it very late. Colin Munro speeding the field, was diving, but in vain. The captain and Shahid Afridi not very happy with that effort.
Well, it was a bit like Shahid's effort. Could have been. He just sort of fell over, keeled over as Robert to the side. Sharafuddin Ashraf.
Bowled really well in the second game, Ashraf. He's a handy customer, bowls a wicket to wicket, couple of runs there. Nicely played along the carpet by Rohit Wara. And this is the thing, you don't have to take too many chances. As Kade got out, he was going after the bowling, trying to play those up his shots. There's good stuff on the field as well. Giving it tall.
Yeah, again, not a very effective or efficient slide. Got his knee stuck into the ground. Hope he's all right. Right on target, Sharaf, we've got to say.
Mohammad Shahzad would be banking on his spinners. Afridi, Sharafuddin to do the job in these middle overs. Always crucial. One other option they have is Kandar Raza. Decent off spinner. Got a lot of experience behind him.
Mohammad Shahzad knows that he's onto a potential win here, having gotten rid of the top 3. Just needs to get some fine-tuning done in the field. Oh, poor. Short fine. But Udana once again does very well to come running from deep square.
I think Mohammad Shahzad won't mind these singles because what he is avoiding is those boundaries. If the boundaries don't come, the pressure will be increasing. The required run rate will be creeping up. That's what he's looking for. Won't mind those singles coming.
There could be a wide. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, singles also tend to irritate a lot. Yes, they may not be winning shots, but they keep sort of, because there's a right and left combination, you need to keep changing the field, and the bowler can get it wrong too.
But at least what he's doing is he's bowling to the field, according to the field. That's important. He's got the right field set. Mohammad Shahzad, very experienced. Mohammad Nabi, still to come. Decent bat, good all-rounder.
Yeah, but even these two at the crease have a lot of faith in their abilities. They may be a little slower to start, but they trust their own abilities. And I say that because of the whole singles thing. I mean, they never waste an opportunity to take a single, keep it ticking along, and wait for the loose ball, hit it big.
Apesh, one bounce to the fielder at long on. Also the fact that Charu, they lost 3 wickets, and especially 3 wickets in quick succession. So the thing is, do they have to rebuild the innings? The thinking would be not to lose further wickets from here on, only till the 12th or 13th over.
That can dampen your big hitting ability for a bit, so because you don't want to pop it up in the air and get out as well.
Dot delivery. Decent over. 8 overs gone, 71 for 3. So the target 205, 71 for 3 after 8 overs. Well, you can also create your own fantasy side, test your skills up as an individual and win big real cash by logging on to myteam11.com.
In case you haven't logged on yet, then remember to try and perhaps include Chris Gayle. I would.
Another man I would include Charu is Hazratullah Zazai. What an innings yesterday. Absolutely phenomenal.
Fabulous. Best on show so far. 124 of the finest. Brutal stuff. But, for me, my favorite may remain Mohammad Shahzad. Unfortunately, just short of his 50 today. There would have been 3 consecutive 50s.
You see him, really you enjoy his batting, his skills. The way he goes about in his own method. He's got his own flair about batting. Not bothered about the footwork, but just the hand-eye coordination, which is so special with him.
And of course, he trusts his strength because I don't know where he generates that momentum, the timing, the fearlessness of it all. Fantastic.
He went quietly, Afridi. Oh, not very happy with that wide.
I can understand because I think it started out from inside that indicative line and only eventually when it reached the keeper, because it was sliding across Monroe, did it perhaps go wider still. There we go. And yeah, that's rough. Not wide for me, no sir.
I think he's looking much better today, Afridi. He's trying to bowl in that channel. First game was a bit rusty. Was really clobbered all over the park. But today's different Afridi we are seeing.
Yeah, I think Bakhtiar was stung losing their opening match after scoring 218. Of course, they came back very strongly to win their second. And to me, they seem to be on their way to winning their third. Winning their second match as in the third match. Let me get that right. This is their third match and they're well on their way to winning 2 out of those 3.
But really rebuilding here. They are just trying to stitch a partnership. Bopara, Monroe got a start. Both of them are required around. They're still around 11.5. They've taken their time. You can see that very visible. 27 or 26. Right way to go about. Both very experienced. It's a good delivery. Result in a single to end the 9th over. It's 77 for 3.
The Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League, powered by Fog, going around the world. Very significantly, of course, in Haryana, in Afghanistan, where I believe lots of people are very happily tuned in. And thank you all. Of course, D-Sport in India. Also happy to telecast the proceedings. And this is only the inaugural league. I've no doubt that more channels will pick it up in times to come. And these heroics will be watched around the world. Sharafuddin, second over. Just drifts down a bit, but with the 2 spinners operating now, time's flying. And well, they've gotten 2, like I mentioned. They run very well between the wickets. But they, I think, soon will start requiring a few boundaries as well. We know both of them can hit the ball a long way. But somehow they're keeping it going by keeping the scoreboard ticking and not really getting into any pressure, which develops when you go through a few dot balls.
There's been 15 deliveries since the last boundary. Oh, going for that one. Pretty high, I think. That just really saved him. With the bounce on that delivery. Trying to work the ball on the onside play across the line.
Yeah, went for the big hoik, and you're absolutely right. I think the height saved him. There we go. Well in line, but very high. Got his shoulder. There should have been a leg by signal there. Jumps out, connects it clean. There we go. And I did mention that both these guys can hit the ball a long way once they're settled and comfortable. They hit it so clean. Bopara giving Sharafuddin the charge. Clean over long off for a Fog Shpagiza.
Lovely strike, lovely footwork as well. Very nimble-footed coming down the track in a flash. Bopara, confident shot. I think the key there was the footwork. Once again going back and across. He's looking very good at the crease. He's got to start now. All this experience has to come to the fore today.
Yeah, they were letting Sharafuddin get on top of them, as it were. And just that one shot with Bopara dancing down, the track will make Sharafuddin a little more honest here. Oh, this could go to hand. And it does. Well taken. Falling in front of him. But it goes straight to long on. Flat batted it did Colin Monroe. He'll be very cross with himself.
They already got a 6 in this over. And once again, Monroe this time Back on strike, going for the big one, not able to time it, get the elevation right, trying to work with the turn there. Flat-handed shot, but straight into the hands. Was doing a very good job there in the D. Munro getting a start, would be disappointed standing there and not very happy with that shot he played. He's got to walk back. Disappointed with himself out for 23. It's 87 for 4. So in works the captain under pressure. They've lost 4 wickets. The last wicket was a big one coming for the Panthers. A lot of experience behind him. Just see the strike rate. Absolutely brilliant coming up in that position. Almost 141 for him. 750s. Very capable batsman. Mohammad Nabi along with being a very good off spinner.
He always has a ready smile on his face, but I know there will be a little bit of pressure. He's there because Munro wanted it much squarer, but went straight to long on. Didn't get any elevation either. Slightly high on the bat, well, the upper half, and fine catch that the ball was travelling. So lots of work for Mohammad Nabi to do. His team's just in a little bit of trouble, having lost 4 wickets, although their run rate's not too bad. I think it's about 10-15 behind what Paktia were at this stage.
He's got to bat long now. It's going to be important. Good over, decent over. Good comeback by Sharafuddin, 87 for 4.
This is why this match is so important. If Balkh can win, they'll be the only side to maintain a 100% record. Paktia can win, they'll join Balkh and Kabul in 4 points apiece. Remember, only 4 of the 5 sides will go forward to the semi-finals. Shahid Afridi continuing. Mr. Campbell alongside me. Good effort this from Paktia so far.
Yeah, big effort. Never easy to bowl second and defend in these night games, and they're doing a terrific job of it so far. Standout has been the fielding. I think they've been really good, the Paktia Panthers. Something the Balkh Legends weren't. Let themselves down a bit in the field. But they've stuck to their guns, the bowlers, and the fielders have come to the party big time. And hence, at 88 for 4, chasing 204. And we're in the 11th over. They've got some work to do of the Balkh Legends. They need somebody to get in and go big. Bapara's probably the one to try and hang in there and bat right through to the end, making sure that he's rotating the strike, hitting the boundary whenever he can. Mohammad Nabi, he's the guy that's probably got to go for it and try and play a little cameo here. We know that he can. We know that he can hit a long ball, and tonight's the night maybe for him to do that. They won't worry just conceding singles, that's for sure. Required rate 12.32. Every time they get a single, it goes up. They need 2 runs a ball. That's the equation, and that's a tough ask. And especially when you're 4 wickets down, you haven't got a batsman that's in. Bapara's faced 19 balls, so I suppose in the context of T20 cricket, you would call that in. But Mohammad Nabi just new to the crease, so he's still got to get set. No sign of dew, Murgers. Haven't seen any cloths out there and rags and bowlers wiping the ball.
Yeah, that's encouraging, isn't it? Freedy's going to go round the wicket now. Interesting change of angle, this, to the right-handed Bopara. It's a good over that from Freedy, just 5 from it, 92 for 4. Afghanistan fans who've come in this evening really enjoying themselves. Sharafuddin Ashraf, the left arm spinner, starting his 3rd over. Well, in their first game, Paktia, when they lost to Kabul, bowling was certainly their weaker suit. These are the 5 bowlers who've done duty so far this evening. Udana really has added an extra dimension to their attack since he's come into the lineup. Oh, surely, yes! What a mix-up. And what a disaster for Balkh, because it's Ravi Bopara, the set batsman, who's got to go.
And it's the elder statesman in the form of Shahid Afridi that affects the run out. Yeah, they're not a happy camp at the moment because the Paktia Panthers have struck again at a crucial time. And it's the big wicket of Ravi Bopara. He's hit it straight to Shahid Afridi, taken off, and well, all he's had to do is get the throw accurate. He's done just that, Shahid Afridi. 1 bounce to the bowler. And Ravi Bopara not even in the frame. High fives all round. Bopara gone for 23, 92 for 5.
Well, the much vaunted depth of the Balkh Legends batting, well and truly being tested here now. Gulbuddin Naib coming in at number 7. Very capable striker. You regard him as something of a finisher, though, and they're a long way from home at the moment. Not even halfway towards the Paktia score. But what on earth happened here, Alistair Campbell? What a mix-up this was.
It's Bopara's call. He's hit it straight to Afridi and looks like he's just taken off. There he goes and he's run and then stopped and then gone again. Yeah, I'm not so sure what's gone on there. It's his call. He's hit it straight to Afridi. He's got to just say no, but I think he's taken off, and maybe Mohammed Nabi's taken that as a sign that he wanted to run, and he's been herring down the pitch, and Bopara has then had no option but to stop and then start again. Just what they didn't need, the Balkh Legends. They're really behind the game, and well, they've just given away an easy wicket.
Oh, what a terrific piece of improvisation that is from Nabi. Whipped away with tons of bottom hand, backward and square on the onside. Really clever shot for maximum 4.
Yeah, clever batting. He's gone outside and then inside. And the bowlers followed him, the initial movement, and he's been able to get inside the line and clip it away. A really clever batting and clever placement.
Six. Spagiza, and that's onto the road as well.
Yeah, that's into the traffic. That's a big one. The Fog maximum to win the over. 12 bowled, 100 up for the Balkh Legends, 104 for 5.
Here's the bowlers used so far. Udana, in terms of economy rate, the most expensive, but he's the man who's got the big breakthrough of Chris Gale. They've all got overs up their sleeves. But the important thing is that they're continuing to take wickets, Paktia. This was the last ball of the previous over. Mohammed Nabi, having earlier hit a 4, follows that up with a 6, and that really is a big hit. Gulbadeen Naib, who seems to be batting in Chris Gale's helmet. Anyway, you see that piece of tape that we saw on the front of Gale's helmet, very much in evidence once more. And Afridi in his last over.
Yeah, he's done a good job, terrific job, Shahid Afridi. A bit of air. He's not lost any of his guile and cunning, has Shahid Afridi. Got all the tricks of the trade. Always does it with a smile on his face as well. And there's a smile on Simon Helmet's face, but I tell you what, I don't think he's too enamoured with the proceedings thus far. A mountain to climb for the Balkh legends, but as long as Mohammed Nabi's there, they'll fancy their chances. Gulbadeen Naib as well, a handy all-rounder.
Gulbadeen Naib, you know, Alistair, do you know he's batted in 8 different positions in 2020 internationals? He's batted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 in the Afghanistan order. So you have to say, you can call him Mr. Versatile.
Got an absolute pasting in the first game, Shahid Afridi, and he's going to finish here pretty well, you'd have to say. That's the equation, 98 of just 45 deliveries, so they're going to have to go some, the Balkh legends.
He's got under that, Nabi, but he's got plenty of it as well. Oh, that's a big hit.
That is massive from Mohammed Nabi. I was just talking up Afridi having a good spell, and Mohammed Nabi has hit him out of the stadium. We've seen some big hits square of the wicket. We haven't seen too many straight down the ground. That has gone over the stand and, well, into Sharjah Rugby Club.
Gosh, that really was huge. So I say he got under it, but he got lots of length on it as well. I think that's the equivalent of driving the green on a par 5, I reckon.
Shahid Afridi can't be bothered looking behind him, and you straight away. You heard him saying there, could lip read, shot. That is a massive blow. Yeah, they'll still believe the men in blue as long as he's there, Mohammed Nabi, that they can get over the line here. We've seen some terrific batting in the tournament thus far. Lovely cameos. Can Mohammed Nabi add his name to the list? 20 of 8 deliveries thus far. He's got some work to do though, but he's got 7 overs and 2 balls with which to try and get 92 runs. They'll have some help, of course. Gulbadeen Naib there, and there's a few others down the order as well. But you can't help but think that he's going to have to do the bulk of the scoring.
Yes, Ikram Ali Kale in next, young wicketkeeper. And that man on left of screen also due to come in, and you'd say after a checkered time in the field today for Aftab Alam, perhaps he's due with the bat. End of Shahid Afridi, 4 overs, none for 29. It's 114 for 5. Balkh legends worm still below that of the Paktia Panthers, and remember the Paktia Panthers got 60 in their last 5 overs. So somewhere Balkh have got to find some acceleration. I mean, Ahmedzai, who took a wicket with his very first ball today, when he got rid of Usman Ghani, courtesy of a terrific catch by Sanullah out at deep square leg. Oh, that's good. That's a good sign. That's Mervez Ashraf with the helmet on. And I say it's a good sign because he had to leave the field with a very bad blow to his left shin. I'm sure Balkh would prefer if he wasn't needed with the bat today, but the fact that he's ready to come out indicates that he's made something of a recovery from what was a terrible blow in his follow-through.
I wonder what's going through his mind. Chris Gayle started off with such a flourish. Boundaries through the offside, over the leg side. He wasn't able to carry on. 20 of just 10 deliveries before Rudana knocked over the off stump. Just making sure he's got his field exactly right. Wants the men on the boundary. 3 out on the leg side. Just the sole man in the circle is the short fine leg. Nobody in front of square on the leg side inside the circle. Just be the single. They need more than that. If you just keep an eye on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see it was 13 to the over required at the beginning of the over. They've got 2 singles and it's 13.35. That is the scale of the task at hand. Even though Mohammad Nabi said a couple of lusty blows, it still keeps escalating the scoring rate required. 89 of 40 deliveries.
They'll come back for 2. Basically, they need a little bit more than 2 a ball now, so they need to find the boundary from somewhere. Again, though, no real sign of dew, and that really is encouraging, because remember, Nabi won the toss tonight, and one of the main reasons he decided to bowl first was that if dew comes down, he said, chasing should be easier.
No, he's hit that so hard. Spike Giza. It never got 10 meters off the ground, I reckon. Flat, hard, and into the advertising hoardings. What a shot that is.
Wow. Just opening the face of the bat. Sitting deep in his crease. Really getting all of that. And Ahmedzai really look rather wistful.
And again, has he got all of it? You betcha! Another Spakiza, another Fog Maximum. Was a full toss, and he still managed to deposit it over the boundary ropes. Rice smiles all around as Mohammad Nabi got something up his sleeve.
I could have sworn when he hit this that he got it very low on the bat and hadn't middled it at all, but such is his strength, such is his power. That's cleared the boundary by, a country mile. Nabi 36 from just 13 balls now, and this partnership 38 from 15.
.16 off the over, still a ball remaining. He's looking for the boundary, make no mistake. And he gets it away, yep. One bounce, over the ropes again, Soloriza. That's a mammoth over and much needed over. 14 bowled, 134 for 5.
thanks to Mohamed Nabi. There were 20 runs off that last over from Yamin Ahmedzai, and there have been 30 runs from the last 2 overs. So all of a sudden the chase is on for Balkh. They need 71 in 6 overs. And Mohamed Shahzad has seen enough, and he's recalled Isuru Udana, who really closed out the last match that Paktia won in fine style at the back end of that innings. What can he do here now? He's a very clever bowler with wonderful changes of pace. Gulbuddin Naib is the man who's on strike to him now. Goes past Naib on the full toss. Let's have a look at that destruction from Nabi in the previous over. Over extra cover, over long on. 2 full balls dispatched. So Ahmedzai goes short, and Nabi almost telepathically in position, knowing that the young seamer was going to pull his length back, and responded accordingly.
He needs to either hit a boundary or get a strike, Gulbuddin Naib. The latter probably. Get Mohamed Nabi to face as many balls as possible in these last few overs. That's the way they're going to get over the line. That's the way they're going to win the game.
He was trying to get off strike, but again, Udana too clever for him. He really is a skillful bowler, this man, isn't he, Alistair? Been thoroughly impressed with what he's done in this tournament so far.
Yeah, a fast bowler that's worth his salt is one. When you look at the scorecard, has got a couple of wickets, and all of those are top order batsmen and the in batsmen, and also he's bowled at all the crunch times in the game. Well, there's a big appeal. I didn't hear anything. I thought he hit the ground. Mohamed Shahzad was convinced, but he has. He's bowled in the power play, he's bowled at the death, he's bowled when they've required a wicket, and there's a set batsman in, and he's responded beautifully every single time.
Yes, against Nangarhar in the last match, he got rid of Johnson Charles and Anton Devcic inside the power play, and then he closed the match out beautifully with a series of slower balls to Ben Cutting. Four dot balls, absolutely wonderful stuff, and Gulbuddin Naib, he's panicking.
Look tells it all, doesn't it? He's got that vacant stare on. He cannot believe that he hasn't been able to get off strike or actually hit a boundary in these first 4 deliveries. Such a crucial part of the game, and all the good work from the previous over, 20 off it being undone.
Well, that'll be 4. If you're going to swing, swing hard. Good fortune for Gulbuddin Naib and a much-needed boundary.
He missed the previous full toss, not on this occasion. He's got an edge to it. 3rd man up in the circle, so races away for a boundary, much-needed boundary. But nowhere near the middle of the bat, looking a little out of sorts here, Gulbuddin Naib. But at least he's been able to rescue something from the over, trying to heave it away on the leg side. His worst delivery thus far, trying to bowl the Yorker. Not getting it right. Udana, he knows it. He's just got to compose himself now and finish well. Just the 4 off the over. So he's done a terrific job thus far. 67 of 31.
Out. Great end to a great over. Just 4 runs from it. And Udana gets his reward with his 2nd wicket, and Gulbuddin Naib put out of his misery.
Yeah, another full toss. Not a great delivery, but Gulbuddin Naib has been out of sorts tonight. Not able to get this one away. He should have done a lot better, trying to work it away on the leg side, high on the bat, and hits it straight back to the bowler. What's worse is that there was only 4 off the over. So Udana's done his job. Gulbuddin Naib goes for 8 off 11 deliveries, 138 for 6 now.
So 15 overs gone, 138 for the loss of 6 wickets. Mohammad Nabi, I think a lot will depend on him. 40 or 14. He's played a captaining, but really he's got to find support from the other end. 67 required of 30, getting tougher and tougher for the Balkh legends. Not going to be easy, just losing the wicket of Gulbuddin Naib as well for 8. Great over by Udana. He's been really special. 3 overs, 29 runs. He's picked up a couple of wickets. Fantastic economy. Pervez Ashraf is a handy customer with the bat. He's best at 28 unbeaten. But I think more importantly, he's got to lend support to the captain at the other end. That's going to be important for him. 196 runs for him in his T20 career. Looks a daunting task for Balkh legends, but it's a T20 game, you never know. One good over can change the complexion of the game. Sharifi, 2 overs, 19 runs, 1 wicket. That's a good delivery once again in the air. Oh, what a catch! That's a stunner. That's a stunner. Sikandar Raza, you beauty. What a fantastic catch. That ball was really well hit. And now I think it's going to be really tough for the Balkh legends. Welcome, Hamid.
Thank you, Ajay. Outstanding catch from Sikandar Raza. And this is almost, to me, it's end for the Balkh, because the captain, he was going so well and he got out. It will be very difficult for Balkh to chase the score. It's only 29 deliveries left and 67 runs. He was the only one hope for Balkh and he got out. An outstanding catch from Sikandar Raza, 138 for 7.
Yes, Ahmed comes to the crease. Sikandar Raza, what a job he's done. Fantastic catch. Catches win matches, old saying, and really it's changed the complexion of the game now. One man who was really batting well, Mohammad Nabi, the captain, has got to go back. So things looking tougher and tougher. You know him pretty well, Ahmed. Ahmed is a young man, but great responsibility on his shoulders. But looking at that catch, that wicket, absolutely stunning.
Amazing catch from Sikandar Raza. That's called experienced player in the team, and he picked it, and you don't want to miss him this time. Kais is a brilliant talent for Afghanistan future. He recently played the Asia Cup, as I mentioned before with him, as a little bit chat. He had a good experience back in CPL, and now he's looking forward to deliver it here. Mirwais, a well-experienced player. For many years, he played for Afghanistan and still a regular member for the national squad. And eyes only will be on Mirwais Ashraf to get some runs and get closer to the game. You never know. It's still like 27 balls left, 65 runs, and Shahzad will be very pleased with his performance.
That's the CEO of Snickster Sports, Mr. Ashish Sethi. Just trying to milk it on the onside, trying to improvise. A cheeky shot. Oh, he's got to look at the throw as well. He's looking at the non-striker, but come on, see the ball as well.
I have to see his smile first, because he's always smiling when he see himself on screen. A small improvisation from him, couldn't get it. And he don't, looking back, see how it's close at. Oh, he's safe.
He got run out, Hamid wouldn't be smiling at all. I can assure you.
I think so. You will smile again, because if you see himself run out on screen, he will give a smile. But I love this guy, the way he bowled today. First ever tour for him, especially the APL for him was very special. This time he bowled very well. 4 balls he delivered and gave only 2 runs and 1 wicket. Very important of Mohammad Nabi, the man who was standing and taking the team to win the game for Balkh, but couldn't make it. That's an awesome ball. Wonderful line and length. Very difficult to hit the ball.
A decent over because he's picked up a wicket as well. Oh, that's played well in the air. That's going to be a 4. Walk to win the over. 16 overs gone. He's 145 for 7. Balkh the Panthers doing well on the field. 2 wickets for Odana, 2 for Sharifi. Ahmedzai getting 1 wicket, a touch expensive although. Sharafuddin 1 wicket in his 3 overs, conceding 29 runs. Afridi's bowled his 4 overs. He's done a good job today, Shahid Afridi. Last ball, previous over, beautifully struck. Just taking his left foot out, just making room for himself, just carving it on the onside. Was uppish, but knew exactly what he was doing. Not happy the bowler there.
I think will be the over that Balkh will looking for after that, because Odana got 1 over left, Sharafuddin Ashraf got 1 over left. So they will target Yamin Ahmedzai. At least they can get around 15 or 20 runs. If Mirwais on strike, you never know, maybe Cash can hit some balls and hit some boundaries to get closer to the target.
Yeah, you're right, because, you know, Odana has done a terrific job. He's been, once again, special. Afridi's bowled his 4 overs. So I think this is the over they might be targeting. They need a big over, this one. There's some pressure on Ahmedzai as well. Mixing his pace, that's good stuff. Never easy for a new man at the crease.
A wicket like Sharjah, 8 runs per over, I think bowler will be much happy, because it's very difficult to save 200 runs sometime. If you don't get a wickets in early stage, it's very easy to chase. But I have to say, well done to Team Paktia. They get early wickets because of Chris Gale. He started very well, couldn't manage to finish with high runs, and he got only 20 runs. Then after that, fall down, and wicket was just collapsing.
The good thing is bowling right in the block hole. He's not giving much room, but that's good running as well. Running the first one hard. That's the reason they came back for the second. Not very certain that even Mirwais will be coming on to bat, because got injured on the field. I don't know whether he comes, whether he's fully fit or not.
Yeah, that's true. If you are not have like ball 140 plus, if you don't have much pace to impress the batsman or surprise him, it's better to improvise your variation skills. That's what I call like a beauty. Very well ball from Yamin. Slower one, couldn't pick, and got a dot ball.
Honestly, Hamid, I thought the wicket of Mohammad Nabi was a very crucial one at that juncture. The way he was batting, striking the ball. Brilliant catch by Sikandar Raza. Just see the last delivery once again. Close, perilously close to the off stump. Just backing away.